Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday, the 13th. How's everybody doing? You guys know the routine. Take a few minutes here, get some people on. It's early for some of yous still. Jump on, share this. Let me know where you're at in the world. Looks like Instagram wants to be a pain in the ass again today. Not sure why, but it says that we're live. How's everyone doing? Let me know where you're at. Leave a comment. Much to discuss today. Discuss. Much to discuss today. Give me a second, guys. I gotta check this out, make sure, see what's really going on here. Ken, good morning, brother. Appreciate you jumping on. All right, Instagram. I don't know what's going on. The second week in a row. I ain't messing with you. T-Dog, what's up, brother? Why is Instagram? All right, I'm done with this. I'm done playing with it. Technology. It's been. I'm chalking it up. Yeah, it's Friday the 13th. I'm chalking it up as Friday the 13th, and it's just been one of those damn weeks. You know what I'm saying? It's been one of those weeks. I'm kind of on fire today, and that's all right. I got my boys on here. Ken, I gotta reach out to you. I gotta give you a call. I got some stuff coming up down there, and I want to plant that seed with you so I can link up with you and the family while I'm down. We gotta get old man Gordon to show up as well. It's one of those weeks, guys. It's June. It's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Reach out to people, talk to people. It's just there's a weird vibe going on, and maybe it has to do with all the BS that's going on in the world right now. We'll dive into that here in a couple minutes, but it doesn't have to be like that either. You know, it's we can't control a lot of the situations around us, but we can control our reactions to those situations. And a lot of the times the important thing is just reaching out and talking about it. It's all right to talk about it. Guys, like I said, men particularly, it's Men's Mental Health Awareness. We need to be more proactive on what's going on up here internally. So it's important. A lot of stuff going on. Heather, good morning. Share this out, guys. Let's dive into some just stuff. I'm gonna do it a little bit differently. Usually I go into events and stuff like that. I'm gonna hit on some of the news topics, and then I'm gonna get into some events that are coming up, particularly tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day. I'll get into that here in a couple of minutes. But let's dive into some of the news articles that I've found that I've just interesting. It's been again, and today's Friday the 13th. How many people are believe in that? Like superstition, it's that day, evil. Remember that movie Friday the 13th? Remember anybody? I know you most of you that are on here right now probably remember that, right? That's a lot. Ooh. Do I believe in Friday the 13th and all that Hebrew Jebu? No. It's just another day. But it's fun to kind of poke the bear about it. Anyway, First article: Mexican Senate floats taking part of the U.S. Hear me out. The president of the Mexican Senate, Senator Gerardo Fernandez, Norora, no, I don't know that guy, the prez down there, suggested that the country attempt taking a portion of the United States aimed at the ongoing Los Angeles riots. That's cute. Quote, I was at Trump Tower when President-elect Donald Trump was days away from taking the oath of office his first time as president, said Fernandez. Whatever. I said, yes, we'll build the wall. Yes, we'll pay for it, but we'll do it according to the map of Mexico from 1830. If you can see, let's continue on with the quote. If you can see, maybe a third or at least a quarter of North America territory was part of Mexico until 1846. We were stripped of these territories. The map of 1830 shows California, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona as belonging to Mexico. Now, some of you probably remember in history books, history class, some of the history books showed the Mexican territory and stuff like that. But what was it before that? It was Spain, right? You really got to dig into history, and then you really got to listen to what these people are saying, and the different treaties, and you're only getting half of it. And this is why I love to hate the mainstream media, particularly this week. We've got more troops being deployed. That's not the funny part. I almost said deported to the border. We've got more troops going down to the border. I didn't see a number. It's been a crazy week, like I said. So I don't know, but I saw this and I was like, Mexico wants to take back part of the U.S. I also heard that with all the riots or peaceful protests, depending on who you ask over there in L.A., that China has offered. This is all rumored. China has offered to help take over L.A. and parts of California as well. So, yeah. It's funny. I guess I wish we could give them Katie Hobbs. I wish we could too. It's let me move on, and then I'll step on my soapbox here. Professor urges Glendale College to join LA anti-ICE riots. This is Glendale, California, not Glendale, Arizona. Glendale Community College. Julie Gamberg allegedly sent an email on June 9th encouraging students and faculty to protest ICE operations in downtown Los Angeles. The message linked to a Democratic Socialists of America flyer and urged recipients to dispute and slow ICE insurgents during upcoming city council proceedings. Glendale Community College administrations has reportedly warned faculty not to interfere with DHS or ICE activity, highlighting concerns about political bias within academic institutions. Good on Glendale Community College to step in. Sad that an English instructor, not surprising, an English instructor saying that. What do you guys think of these anti-ICE riots going on downtown? Here's the thing. If you're going to riot and you talk shit about, you talk smack about another country, and then you turn around, you come up here and you riot, and then you wave said flag of country that you're talking crap about, you're a moron. I don't care. That's my opinion. You're an idiot. Why do that? Here's the other thing. Like I get like protesting. and stuff like that. There's a freedom of speech. If you want to protest, there's ways of doing it, and I'll get into that a little bit more here. Found out. Well, no, I'm not going to say that right now. Protesting, there's a way. There's a way to do it. You can go out, speak your mind, and you can do it in a manner where you're not blocking traffic. You're not being an asshole about it. You can still have your voice heard. I don't. I got mixed emotions on this. If I'm being completely transparent and honest, go ahead and protest. State your fact. But when you start burning buildings, you start destroying other people's property, burning cars. You deserve a straight line to hell. You shouldn't be doing that stuff. I don't have a problem with you protesting. No problem with you protesting. But you can do it in a manner where you're not disrupting other people's day that might not agree with what you're protesting about, or maybe they don't know what you're protesting about, and you're causing ill will or harm to them, and they had nothing to do with what it is you're protesting. That's wrong. There's a way to do it, and you can still have your voice heard. So that's just my 2 cents. Rob, good morning to you. Appreciate you jumping on. This one here, and I'll tie more into the protests here in a second. So exposing No Kings. This has been going out on social media all week. No Kings. It's a website that's showing where all of these different protests are going to take place tomorrow, June 14th. This has gotten to be social media, and this is where I'm saying both political parties are guilty of feeding and fueling the fire on this. I said what I said. Both parties are guilty. Both parties are guilty of fueling the fire on social media. Both parties should be ashamed, my opinion. But No Kings, billionaire, funded the anti-Trump machine, gears up for a June 14th power grab. Tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Where are my veterans at? What is tomorrow? Tomorrow is Army's birthday, right? We would say Army guys would say it's single-handedly the greatest day in United States history, right? I know you got the Navy, Uncle Rob. I see you there. We got some Marine Corps folks that will jump on. I know you, my crayon eaters are out there. Love you guys. You know, you guys are, this year marks 250 years of our military. Tomorrow starts that. Tomorrow starts it's the Army's birthday. That's where it started. We're going to be live tomorrow in Philadelphia. I'm going to Philadelphia, and that just happens to be where everybody's saying, hey, be careful. Philadelphia is going to be one of the hot spots for this No Kings protest parties, whatever, get-togethers and whatnot. Now, I've talked with the organizers of Army 250th. They've reached out to know, they know where these people are going to be. Here's the thing. Philadelphia is the home of our home. It's where it started, where this country started. Here's the other thing. It's where all of our military branches started 250 years ago. Army's first, then you had the Navy, then you had the Marine Corps, right? They all started in Philadelphia. I think Philly's going to have control of the city of Philadelphia is going to have control over of this and whatnot. But anyway, what also is happening tomorrow, the 250th Army birthday all over the place, right? Anthony, what's up, brother? I see you. 250 years, and Philly's the place to be. Now, you're seeing on social media, it's also President Donald Trump's birthday tomorrow, and there's going to be a big parade down in DC. We're not going to be in DC. We'll have some people down there covering, maybe some stuff here and there, but for us, the important place to be was where it all began 250 years ago, right there in Philadelphia. So the protests are because it's called the No Kings. They don't want, and it's headed up by Christy Walton. Anybody know who Christy Walton is? Walton? Ever heard of Walmart? She's one of the areas of the Walmart fortune. She's worth, I don't know. They say an estimated 19.3 plus $billion. And she's kind of the string puller behind this. And it's all rhetoric they want to crush, Donald Trump's influence, undermine constitutional authority, and destabilize. This is coming from an article that I read. The real question is, what are they planning, and why now? Why not now? When you think about it, 250 years, Army's birthday, Flag Day, which actually came in 1777, a couple of years later. Little history lesson for y'all. And tomorrow is also supposed to be the kickoff of 250 years of America, which is next year. So I'm gonna take the tie off. I know I'm gonna get some grief. I had it on. So why the disruption now? Why do it all now? Well, because it's the big part of it is because it's Trump birthday, and that's what they're focusing on. Put that aside. We have the greatest army in the world turning 250 years old tomorrow. That should be the focus, is our military. My opinion. Again, they're big, and DC is going to have a big parade or whatnot. But if you want to see what's really going on, you want to see the positive things, tune in tomorrow. Like I said, I will be live in Philadelphia. There's got a parade. There's going to be jump ins. I've got a new camera that we're gonna test out, and stuff like that. I'm excited. Am I worried? No. I got my family with me and whatnot. I'm not worried. If something happens or kicks off, well, we'll handle things the way we need to handle things. But I don't think anything bad is going to happen for the Army's 250th in Philly. And here's the other thing I want to put out there for everybody that's watching and listening right now. The stuff that we're watching on social media, the stuff that we're watching on the news, you have to really take it with a grain. I'd say take it with a less than a grain of salt right now. People are fueling the fire for their narrative. The push for division in this country right now is at an all-time high. And it doesn't have to be that way. And I know a lot of you that watch this show are smarter than that. That's why I say share this, because and start educating other people. You don't have to agree with your neighbor on everything and stuff like that. But you can have civil conversations and stuff like that. That's what I don't understand. It blows my mind that we are in a position that we are here in the United States, and more people want to fuel the fire for hatred. At least that's the perception that they want you to believe. I've told you guys before, but everybody on here's got these little pocket computers. I know you guys out there sitting on the crapper, flipping through, social media and stuff like that. Read something, learn something, go down some of these rabbit holes a little bit and understand, follow the money and understand why things are happening the way they're happening. Good things are coming. Mark my words. But, sometimes you got to go through a bunch of crap, or so it seems. So what's going to happen with this No Kings? There's, I think the last number I saw, don't quote me on it, but there's like 1,500 cities across the United States that are doing these protests tomorrow. And everybody's like, don't go out of your house. Don't fly. Don't do this. Don't do that. That's what they want you to do. The other part of that is, a lot of these, protesters want you to come out and start stuff because it gives them, they want to start the civil war. That's what I've been trying to say for the last 5 minutes internally. They want to start a civil war. That's what they want you to believe. Is it happening? If you watch the news. Dave, good morning. They're doing it up there in Cottonwood. Really? See, just they're gonna milk that cow on all four tits. I tell you, sorry. I'm not sorry. Yeah, I mean, they're all over the place. And here's the thing, why you've never heard of No Kings up until this week, really. And when you look at who's funding it, Christy Walton, who like I said, she's one of the heirs of the Walmart. If you're a fan of Walmart, great, gotcha. I can't stand Walmart, and I certainly cannot stand Christy Walton. I said what I said. I don't care if she sees this, piss off. Like, it's just, I don't think she's a good human. And if you're sitting here funding a whole bunch of, again, there's ways to protest. So here's one thing I found out in talking about getting ready for Army 250 in Philly. I found out that No Kings, they have millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars behind it, David. So I found out that No Kings is protesting in Philadelphia tomorrow around the same time that Army 250's parade is going on. And my concern was like, shit, is there going to be some interaction? And then you think about it, Philadelphia would not want that interaction because it would make the city look really bad, considering this is where the military started. This is kind of like we're getting ready to kick off the 250th celebration of America, and it's all starting here in Philly. They don't want that. So what I did find out is that there are certain areas blocked off where they are not petition, what's the word I'm looking at? Permitted. So they're permitted a certain area, and then I was told, and mind you, I'm telling you this second and third hand, but I was told that the No Kings protest, which again, go protest all you want, just don't destroy shit. Their permitted area is several blocks away from where Army's 250th is going to be, and Army's 250th, they're permitted a certain area of Philadelphia. So you can have different things going on in different parts of the city peacefully. Now, whether you see that on the news or not is going to be a different story. Hey, Christina, how are you, T? So it's going to be interesting, and I'll be up there firsthand tomorrow. So, yeah. Army's 250th birthday. My teleprompter went out, so this is why I'm looking this way. Birthday ceremonies, Washington's commissioning, live concerts, static displays, and there's going to be an enlistment ceremony, a whole bunch more. Listen, if you've never been to Philly, don't be afraid to come out tomorrow. Army250.com. Go check it out. Army250.com. It's free. Come on out. It's going to be fun. If you want to meet me, let me know you're going to be out there. Last but not least, what is going on in the Middle East right now? Israeli strikes kill Iran's top military leaders and prompt retaliation. And I just got pinged that Iran has launched drones in retaliation to the airstrikes. So maybe more on that later. Israel launched a wave of strikes across Iran this morning that targeted its nuclear program, military sites, killing at least 2 top military officials or military officers and raising the prospect of an all-out war between the two bitter Middle East adversaries. Iran hasn't had this type of attack since the 80s, the war in Iraq. How do I feel about this? Honestly, I'm surprised it's taken this long. And is it one of those things like, this is what's going on here? Here's what's going on here. I did see something that once this, it's not funny, but when this did kick off, I did see something where the U.S. came out and said, it wasn't us. We didn't start it. Wow. It's going to be interesting. Iran's been kind of a problem for what, 34 years now, I think. David, inside Israel control for this for a week. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see what happens. Again, follow the money. Why is this happening? Iran's nuclear program has been going on as long as I can remember, or they've been trying to build their nuclear arsenal for as long as I can remember. So, for something like this to happen now, it's not honestly my only surprise is I'm surprised it's taken this long for it to happen. I'm sure we'll see a bunch of things going on more and more in the news about it. It's been one of those weeks, guys. Like I said, with the protests. Oh, I'm sorry, the peaceful protests in LA. Let's be honest. It's not they're riots, freaking riots right now. Stuff going on in Israel. Stuff going on here tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow's going to be a big day, folks. Wherever you are in the country. I mean, if they're protesting in Cottonwood, Arizona, Jesus, that's a smaller city compared to obviously Philadelphia, Phoenix. Tucson's going to have something big down there. You got Tampa, Jacksonville, Dallas, several places in the Dallas metro area, Austin. LA is already doing it. I mean, all the major cities are going to hit. So it's. But here's the other thing I wanted to say about all of this, because there were some things going on. It kind of pissed me off, if I'm being honest, is on social media. And this is why I said both parties are guilty, and that the both parties are kind of fueling the fire right now. I don't care if you're left, right, down the middle, black, green, blue, purple, white, whatever. I don't give a damn. Like, just be a decent human being is really all I care about. But there was one person showed a bunch of AI, how AI had generated, like, you're seeing these bricks and you're seeing people going, but then the video was I forget the term that they called it, but there was a skip in the video, and it turned out the video to be fake. It was a pallet of bricks in a different country, but it had it green screened the background to make it look like it was a part of something else here in the United States. This is why you have to protect your mind and really watch what's going on. AI is a big thing. Cyber right now, it's all bullshit, in my opinion. Not bullshit like it's not happening. It's just both parties are guilty of it, and this has got to stop. And the mainstream media is the puppet master right now, right? Jump cuts. Thank you, T-Dog. That's jump cuts. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. Can I hear you there? David, Intel says they now have enough material for 11 devices, or did. All gone now. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna say this to wrap this part up, and then I'm gonna get into the shows. Guys, we should be ready for anything anyway, right? On a personal level. You know, have your go bags ready. And this isn't a scare I'm not saying this to be as a scare tactic or anything like that. Don't take it that way. That's not what I'm saying, because we don't know what's going to happen, and stuff could happen today, tomorrow, a month from now, 10 years from now, whatever. You got to be ready try to be ready for any situation that you can be, right? And you got to protect your family. Um, More importantly, it's good to just be a good human being. Again, you don't have to agree with your neighbor. I don't care if you protest; just do it peacefully. Meaning, you want to raise your voice and whatever. Great. Here's your designated area to do that. But when you start throwing rocks, you start burning buildings, then you deserve to get throat punched and then get thrown in jail. And if you decide that you want to jump into oncoming traffic on an active highway to stop traffic, and you get mad because you get run over, you're a moron. You're a moron. I promise you, you would be if you're gonna be a hood ornament. That's what you're gonna be. Pose, because you're gonna be a hood ornament. That's gonna be your new freaking job because you were dumb enough to jump into oncoming traffic. Anyway. I'm not gonna repeat that one, Ken, but that is funny. Yeah. It's not the first time Israel's done something yeah. I'm gonna leave it at that. Again, tomorrow, Army 250 all over the country, and at the same time, Miss Christy Walton decides to throw fuel on the fire. Man, I don't know. I took it kind of personally, if I'm being honest. It's like maybe she doesn't like the military, and that's why she's holding this. Now she's holding it because it's Donald Trump's birthday. So we have to focus on that and not what's really important, which is the military's birthday, the Army's birthday. There it is, right there. It actually started today at Valley Forge. They're doing a ceremony down there tonight, and then Philadelphia tomorrow and Sunday. We'll be there. Go to ausa.org/Army 250 if you want to go to a couple of the paid events. Otherwise, come on out. It's going to be free. It's going to be fun. Looking forward to it, and check it out because tomorrow I will have pictures and I will be going live. But what time? I don't know. Kickoff is at 11 a.m. So I'll probably be 11 a.m. Eastern time. I'll probably be kicking off doing something. So yeah. And David, I see you. And yes, totally agree with that. Business owners. Let's get into some other stuff now, guys. Business owners. I've started a new business. I've co-started another business because I'm just not busy enough. It's called the Maker's Machine. If you're a business owner looking to start a business, you're a podcaster, you're a realtor, it doesn't matter what realm you're in. You've heard of mastermind groups like you've heard of mastermind groups, you've heard of networking groups like BNI and Toastmasters. It's like that, but better and without all of the garbage. Nothing against those. I've been to both of those, but I saw what they were doing, and we've created something different. This is an inner circle of people that hold each other accountable and kind of cheer each other on, give each other ideas on how to move forward in business or whatever it is that you're going through. We talk about your wins. We talk about what it is you're struggling with, and we ask the group how we can help out. If this is something that you're interested in, leave a comment, Maker's Machine, in the comment section below on whatever platform you're watching this on right now, and somebody will reach out to you and give you invite you to one of our inner circle meetings. We meet every Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this thing is taken off like hotcakes. It's been fun to build. I've been doing it with my friend Shay Sparks. We've got a lot of great people in our one group, and we've already got 2 other chapters getting ready to start here in the next month. So super excited about that, Maker's Machine. All right. Again, I got to face this way because my teleprompter decided to take a crap on me. Let's get into some of the shows. A lot of shows happening this week and whatnot. David, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Appreciate you jumping on. Be talking about you here in just a few. Mr. David Willis from Homefront Sit Rep podcast. Love it. What do we got? Veteran Dad podcast. This week they're talking about Killing Time. This is the newest show on the network right now. It just launched last week, and episode 2 this week is talking about Killing Time. What does he mean? Take a listen, check it out. Hey, reminder, if you are a podcaster or an author and you're looking for a home, you need help starting a podcast, you want to become part of the HMG podcast network, hit us up. Just reach out, look at heroesmediagroup.com. Those of you that love listening to the shows, first off, thank you. You can find all of our shows at heroesmediagroup.com. Click on the podcast part up on the menu, and then it'll give you a list of all of the podcasts that are associated with Heroes Media Group. And there are a lot of them, and we've got a bunch more coming here this fall. So next up, we got Unapologetic Veterans podcast. I believe this one was last night. They went live with Brandon, who is the creator of War Sworn and Iron Valor Studios. Brandon is also known as Wise Man Rivers. Must be an inside thing, I guess, but he's an Army veteran, and he comes on, talks about his War Sworn and Iron Valor Studios. Good episode. Unapologetic Veterans podcast. David, thank you. Appreciate you putting up the link there. Next up, we got 2 disgruntled PMs this week. Trevor Greenberg is joined by guest host and senior program manager Sarah M. Smith for a deep dive into the unique challenges of project management for projects that have never been done before. Interesting. Drawing from their shared experience on the corporate emerging technology team, they explore how to navigate uncharted territory when there are no templates, no baselines, or no roadmaps to follow. If you're a PM or you're in a position where you're doing a lot of project manager stuff, this is a great show to take a listen to. Trevor does a good job on it. Check it out. 2 disgruntled PMs. Next up, we got Warrior Veteranpreneur podcast with our man JJ. Kicks off season 3. Congratulations, JJ. Season 3. You're doing it, man. I love it. This week is mindset. Break the mindset wide open. Why too busy is a choice. How leaders sabotage their own priorities. And how to own your time, your life, like a warrior. This is a really cool episode. You check it out. Warrior Veteranpreneur podcast. David, what is it's a TikTok. Oh, okay. I'm assuming you're talking about Brandon. Gotcha. Next up, Keep It Spiritually Simple with Sandra McEllis. She's got a lot of cool short clips on her YouTube channel. Sandra McEllis, McEllis on YouTube. Go check her out. Faith, Valor, Growth. This week, Dominic Licata, he's the host, Marine Corps veteran and a good friend, welcomes Delisha Williams. She's a co-owner of Stepping Stones. It's an organization dedicated to housing homeless veterans. This was a really cool episode, and the Stepping Stones organization is doing some pretty cool things. They explore the challenges and triumphs of providing supportive housing, from daily operations to expansion plans. She also shares heartfelt stories of veteran care, emphasizing their hands-on approach to commitment to catering and healing the veteran community. This was really cool. Check it out. Faith, Valor, Growth is the name of the podcast. Next up, we got the Strategic Veteran with our man Adam Peters. Cybersecurity after military service. Air Force veteran turned tech entrepreneur Matthew Birch shares his journey from drone operations to founding Loggerhead Dynamics. That's his new company. Check it out, the strategic veteran. Homefront Sit Rep podcast. David, where you at? What do we got going on? Leave a comment below, David, if you're still on. Tell everybody what we got coming up this coming week at the Homefront Sit Rep podcast. If you haven't listened to Homefront Sit Rep, David does a show Sunday night and Mondays. And then he started a show that does it once a month. It's the last Wednesday of every month, called Tip of the Spear. And this thing went from like, we start off with like 4 or 5 shows maybe. And it's grown. Oh God, there's like 34. I think one night there was like 25, 30 people on one of the shows. Anyway, and they're podcasters from all over the place. It's amazing, but it's called Tip of the Spear. But you can find all of that stuff at Homefront Sit Rep. I don't know why I'm pointing over here. My hands in Homefront Sit Rep podcast. Check it out. David, what do we have here? On Monday, we have a clear path for heroes. Nice. All right, good. So Monday, if you and here's one more thing about Homefront Sit Rep podcast, guys. He goes live here on Heroes Media Group and on Homefront Sit Rep on all of their social platforms. Make sure you check it out. All right, next up, JMac podcast down in Arizona. He's got some stuff going on. Stay tuned for that. Senior Living Guide. This week, Jeff Bartu, he's the CEO of Homestyle Direct. He shares his insights on how seniors can maintain independence and improve their quality of life by staying at home, emphasizing the crucial role of nutrition to include access to medically tailored meals. Some of us that are watching need to pay attention to this. I'm just saying. Not judging, just saying. They discuss the benefits of aging in place, such as community connection, cost effectiveness, supported by a Forbes survey showing 77% of people aged 50 plus prefer this option. He also highlights the importance of nutrition and managing chronic conditions, which affect 93% of seniors in the United States, and how meal providers like Homestyle Direct integrate into that healthcare landscape to offer whole person care. I know some of you are like, well, what's Homestyle Direct? They're a big healthcare landscape that provide meals and stuff like that, and they're good, healthy meals. So check that out. Some of us really need to pay attention to this Senior Living Guide. Go seniorlivingguide.com. A lot of things I've learned. Not saying I'm considered a senior now. They consider seniors 45 and older. Yeah, I was really kind of pissed about it, but it's a great show. And we love them. In all seriousness, they put on a great show. I learned a lot. Patriots Inside the Wire, also known as the Two-Step Crew, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights from 4 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. These guys they're doing two-hour shows every night, 3 nights a week. I don't know how they do it, but they're killing it. They've got a lot of artists that come on, and the Two-Step Drive with Tracy Two Steps, Uncle Rhino. They do a fantastic job. If you get a chance to watch their shows, check it out. Sounds like a good. David, I did not say that directly. Next up, what do we got? Arms Room Show. They've been traveling the last couple weeks, so they dropped 2 episodes this week. This week, though, however, they're discussing how internal preparation for emergencies is more critical than external preparations. This is I love this show. This is the OG show of HMG. I say it all the time. They're based out of Phoenix. They do a ton of stuff. If you haven't listened to the Arms Room Show, you're missing out, because they talk so much about being prepared, medical preparedness, don't get the cheap tourniquets. They do a slew of classes too. It's not just firearms training, although that's when I have a question, these are the people that I turn to. This is one of the best shows on the internet, hands down, and they've been doing it for many, 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 many years, longer than HMG's been around. If you go to independencetraining.com, you can see a list of classes that they are teaching in June, and I think their July calendar is up as well. And guys, my folks in Arizona, they do classes up in Prescott. They do classes all over the state. So find one that's near you, and I strongly encourage you guys to go do one of these classes from Independence Training. Their podcast show is called The Arms Room Show. They do a new episode it comes out every Monday at 2 p.m. Arizona time. So check it out. And this is something I want to put together something next year in 2026 with these guys in a couple places across the country. I'll just put it that way. So stand by. Sorry. Ken, I didn't say it. David said it. Next up, we got the Misfit Nation podcast. This week, the Tuesday crew, as they welcome Army veteran and entrepreneur, our buddy Joe Mersch from he's the Temple Massager guy, and I don't have my here. Temple Massager. Good to see Joe back on. He talks about what is coming up. He's got some new stuff coming out. So it's an alternative medicine therapy device. It works great. A lot of first responders are starting to use it. So Misfit Nation podcast. Nice job, Tuesday crew. Next up, we got Label Free podcast. This week, Loretta Brewing, founder of Inner Mammal Institute and the author of Habits of Happy Brain. She discusses the importance of understanding our brain's chemistry, specifically the happy chemicals, serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, etc., and talks about the influence of our emotions. She also emphasizes that these chemicals are not meant to be on all the time. Interesting. And she dives into why they should not be on all the time. So, interesting. It's an interesting show. Check it out. Label Free podcast. We got your 6 at 6 with the People's Patriot Project. Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. These guys are on fire, and they're doing a lot of stuff. They're on other, a lot of our podcast shows are on AM and FM stereo radio stations across the country as well. People's Patriot Project, they are doing a ton of interviews with musicians that are first responders and veterans, and they do a fantastic job. And they do like a roundtable. I always say roundtable with these guys, but it's like I don't know why, but it's kind of like that. It's like a roundtable. They bring these guests on. They put on a great show, and they've been doing it now for the latter part of a decade, and they're continuing to grow. So, People's Patriot Project, based out of Minnesota, but they have different chapters that they're kind of growing all over the country. They've done a phenomenal job. Mark and Andrea, big shout out to you guys. Go check them out and watch them, because they do a show on Sunday nights at 6 p.m. Central Time. They do a Monday night show on a WP3 radio. They have they also do a kind of it's kind of like their weekly HMG Weekly Wrap Up, but it's the We Brief, I think they call it. Anyway, check it out. People's Patriot Project. Love it. You guys keep up the good work. Next up, the Decision Hour with yours truly. What? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I got back behind the mic on my podcast called The Decision Hour. If you've never listened to it, you're missing out. This week, I speak with country music artist Ansel Brown. He's a seasoned country music artist returning to stage after being gone for nearly a decade, well, more than 12 years, actually. He's got a new single that comes out today. It's called The Whiskey Makes Her Miss Me. And he's got an upcoming album, 2-part, that's coming out called Gravity, both set to drop today, June 13th. Ansel's ready to shake the country music scene up once again. This guy's got an amazing voice. He is down to earth. And it was funny when we were talking, we're sitting there and we're doing, before we hit the record button, we ended up talking for like damn near 40 minutes before we even hit the record button. We start laughing. And I was like, dude, we could have done a show already. Just a fun episode to do. It gives us a sneak peek into his new hit, The Whiskey Makes Her Miss Me, how it came to life, the emotional depths behind it, and why it's already resonating with fans. We get some behind the scenes insight of the making of the album Gravity. And then he also shares his thoughts on the evolution of country music and how he's carving out his own lane by merging tradition with a modern edge. This is really, really good interview. And Ansel's a really solid dude. You'd think he's based out of North Carolina. He lived, when he first started in the country music scene, he was up in Nashville, got out of that circus. And he's an independent guy too, which I absolutely love. So, and support. So check it out. It's called The Decision Hour. It's live right now. You can go to heroesmediagroup.com or just go to thedecisionhour.com and it'll take you right to the episode. Other side of the firewall is up next. This week, they're talking about the importance of cybersecurity trading in Africa, highlighting initiatives aimed bolstering the ranks of cybersecurity professionals on the continent. They talk about the economic implications of these efforts, rising cybercrime rates, and the potential for Africa to become a significant player in the global cybersecurity landscape. This is a very interesting. Some guys think cybersecurity. I don't need to know all that stuff. Yeah, you do. If you have one of these, you should know. Start learning cyber and what this stuff can do. Great show. Other side of the firewall. Check it out. Speaking of cyber and just like hiccups real quick, I'm going to go off track here for a minute. How many of you did the 23andMe? You don't have to answer that. I'm just putting that out there. So there's a big lawsuit now with 23andMe. Have you seen that? Big lawsuit that came out on 23andMe. They went bankrupt and they have all your DNA. So it's like you could potentially be cloned now, right? That was another. I think this is a scare tactic story, quite honestly, because like military guys, like they've government's had our blood since with the basic. But you guys start talking about these clonings and stuff like that. There's been body doubles since like the 60s, right? They've been doing this stuff for a long time. This isn't anything new. It's new to the public because nobody's really talked about it. But this is one of those rabbit holes that Adam had a late night and too much coffee and just started going down that rabbit hole. But this stuff's been going on since the 60s. Why do you think the DOD has a very large entertainment budget? Hollywood, there's a lot of people. Just, Hey, David, I appreciate you, man. Be safe this weekend, brother. Have a good day at work, man. I appreciate you. You guys, I got bail money ready. If I get a phone call, a collect call from you guys, I know what happened. So yeah, DOD has got, why so many Hollywood things, are we living in the world's largest psyop right now? I don't know, but let's get back to the shows. Chasing happiness. When fear hits, it doesn't trap you. It doesn't tap you on the shoulder. It hits like a punch in the throat. It's raw. This episode's raw. It's unfiltered. Ryan does a great job with these. And he uses a lot of his personal experiences, which just makes it that more meaningful isn't the word I want to use, but he's just a solid dude. Anyway, he talks about how to overcome those things. Time, money, and peace of mind. It's a great episode, Chasing Happiness. Check it out. Rise Up, Voices from the Front Line. Krista talks about the financial trauma no one talks about. First responders on survival mode. This one hits. We talk trauma after calls, but what about trauma happening between the shifts? You know, the one sitting at your kitchen table, staring back at you from overdue bills, second jobs, financial stress that never really shuts off. In this episode, we're pulling a curtain back on the financial trauma that silently erodes first responders' wellness. It's an interesting show, I'll say that. Rise up, voices from the front line. Shout out to my tax fella. Forget genetics. From the farm, Jim Neary's live bait and tackle, Fin Tactical, Freedom People, VA Claim Builder, Warriors on the Water LTD, JB Auto Clothiers, and our very own sister company, HMG Beverage. Guys, gals, people, time's up for today. But make sure you tune in tomorrow. Keep your eye out. I'll have some live video live from Philadelphia tomorrow. I'm going to say this. Use this up here. Watch what you consume. Be positive. Be positive and be engaged. In fact, I got a new tattoo about it earlier this week. Upbeat and positive, stay engaged. That's something I used to tell little bird since he started kindergarten all the way through his graduation of college. Every day it was upbeat, positive, stay engaged. Let me explain what that means. You wake up in the morning, you need to be upbeat and positive because that kind of starts the tone of your day. That's not to say that shit's not going to happen. It's not going to go south or whatever, but we can control our reaction to a crappy situation. So try to be upbeat, try to be positive the best that you can, right? Make things better. And then stay engaged, being engaged. When somebody's talking to you, look them in the eye. When something's going on around you, military guys, what do we call it? Situational awareness, right? Be engaged with what's going on in and around you. That's all it is. Life lesson right there. Upbeat, positive, stay engaged. That's all the time I got. Make sure you guys shut this shit off this weekend. Get outside. Be careful. Be engaged with what's going on. Protect your mind. I love all of y'all. Thank you for jumping on. Share this. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about next week. And then stay tuned for tomorrow. Army's 250th will be live from Philadelphia. God bless you. God bless America. I'll see you guys next week. Take care.